Hello everyone, and welcome to another Tamagotchi Uni video. This time I'm going to be going over a bit of gameplay that I didn't cover in my unboxing video on the basis that some of these features and functionality is locked behind having an older Tamagotchi character, so like an adult like Shaikuchi here. So I'm not quite ready to do my full thoughts review video yet, but it is coming. But I just thought I'd go over this, so think of it as more of like a part 2 of my unboxing and first impressions video, because I just have a lot of thoughts so far for this Tamagotchi Uni. So first of all, judging by my experiences so far, I would be pretty confident in saying that this is my favourite Tamagotchi of all time. Of course, I'll go over that more in my upcoming review video. So, very excited to talk about this more. So as you can see, I managed to get Shaikuchi. As of recording this, the evolution methods are actually unknown. The Tamagotchi Wikia does say it requires average care, or maybe 4 care mistakes. However, I'm fairly certain that I got less than that in terms of care mistakes, but I did feed my teen Mahi Mahi, which is a meal that you go to the delivery app to go to. So if you go here, you go to delivery, you go to food, and apparently it's 50% off right now. So we go to Mahi Mahi and you can buy the food. However, I'm also under the impression that food like Mahi Mahi is actually a region exclusive, and you have to travel in the Tamiverse in order to purchase it if your region isn't set to Oceania, which is my region. So, as if you've watched my unboxing video, you'll notice that the start of the Tamagotchi gets you to pick what region you're in. I was hoping that this would mean that it would match the seasons of the hemisphere. However, that was incorrect. What it actually does is it determines what special items you can get. So Mahi Mahi is, from what I can tell, a region exclusive. Another region exclusive is the weirdly enough, one of the rooms you can customize for. So if we go to room, I went past it, the coral reef room is unique to the Oceania region, and there's a lot of rooms here. Yeah, so this one is apparently unique to the region. So it is a bit disappointing that the region doesn't determine what season it is. It seems to be locked into Northern Hemisphere seasons, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I'm glad that there are some differences, so there are a lot of items and exclusives that are region dependent. So that's an interesting thing and fairly unique for the Tamagotchi series. There's also the return of the buttons. The Pix and the Smart didn't have real buttons, except for the Smart having a one standard button, which was why in my unboxing video I kept on pressing this button to bring up the menu. What it does do, however, is it navigates the different rooms that your Tamagotchi has in the house, which is a pretty cool feature. I'm glad that there are different rooms. I'm glad that carried over from the Pix. The Smart kind of just had a patio outside, which I found was quite boring. I like how we can go outside, we can see the main room, there's the kitchen, and the bathroom. I like how we can navigate through those, and of course the bedroom. So it does make it feel a little bit more realistic than previous models that just kind of have this one standard room in their entire house to hang out in. So that's a feature that I really do appreciate. We of course have the social functionality, which is pretty cool. Your character makes little social media posts, which you can in turn send to your phone. So to do this, you have to scan the QR code to get a wireless access point from your Tamagotchi, and then once that scans, it brings up a second code, which allows you to scan that while your phone is connected to the temporary access point, and then you can load up whatever photo that is. So that's a pretty cool feature. I do have a Tamagotchi Uni tips and tricks video coming, but I should quickly mention that if you do use that feature I just mentioned of scanning the QR code, it works better if you actually turn your cellular on your phone off. So keep that in mind, and that's something I will mention in my upcoming tips and tricks video. So that's a pretty cool feature. We do have, of course, the Tamaverse, which I will release a video on outlining the Tamaverse, and there also are a couple of events coming up. There are timed, limited events, which I will have another video on. So that's some upcoming Tamagotchi Uni content. So if you're interested in those, please subscribe and keep your eyes peeled. We have items, which is the usual items to clean the house, and toys for your Tamagotchi to play with, which you can also place in the room. And of course, you can buy more of these items from the store or by using download codes. So another option here is accessories. You can see that Shaikuchi's quite decked out in a bunch of gear, and some of these items are from the download codes, which I will talk about in just a moment. It won't let me escape. I have to choose the item. There we are. And then furniture, which I don't have any of yet. And then we have crafts, which is as far as I'm aware, a new feature for the Tamagotchi Uni. So you can you get DIY things, kind of like Animal Crossing, and you can craft them. So you get materials and recipes. And the way to get these is another new feature for the Tamagotchi Uni, which is Tama Walk, which is probably my favourite new feature from the Tamagotchi Uni. I know I probably have said that about other things, but this is for sure a highlight. And what this is that the Tamagotchi Uni, like the Tamagotchi Smart, does have a pedometer functionality, but on the Uni, you actually do take it for actual walks, and throughout these walks you get DIY features and crafts and materials and stuff like that. So that is a feature that I'm a big fan of. I'm glad they added that. It was one of my complaints about the Tamagotchi Smart, is that it had pedometer functionality. It had a step counter on one of the clocks, but other than that, there was no associated functionality. I'm glad that Tama Walk exists, and there are various places to walk. Farm is just a mini game where you have to move the Tamagotchi to get items, so you tilt it that way and that way, which is pretty cool, but it's not a walk like the others. And it's pretty cute. An issue that I do have with Tama Walk when you take it for a walk is that if you don't have your Tamagotchi on mute, until the screen dims, it actually makes a noise for each step, which is quite annoying. And you get materials from the items that you walk into in the Tama Farm feature under Tama Walk. Street, Park, and Sea are all walking quests, and I don't think you can exit out of them. They're just timed. I think you have 20 minutes to walk through the entire map. You fill up a gauge. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool feature if you do take your Tamagotchi out to walk. I'm glad they added that. It's better than having a pedometer feature but no functionality associated. But it doesn't sort of give you much time to see what you got. So if you're going for a walk and it finishes its walk, you don't really have much of a time to see what you've got. You just have to pick up your Tamagotchi and then check out your materials under crafts. But yeah, that's a pretty unique feature, and I'm glad that they added some things. We've got the Tama Mall, which you saw before is just more or less like the Tama Mall on all the other Tamagotchi releases. Pretty similar. And I'd be safe to say that some of these are exclusive, because we've got Boomerang, we've got Rugby Ball, fairly Southern Hemisphere, and of course accessories, which, yeah, it's funny, they've just sort of said that this region just goes to the beach a lot, I guess, is what they're saying. We are just the ocean. So that's kind of an interesting thing. And furniture, which I'm not a big fan of the furniture exclusives that we have here. It's very much, they've gone too much, Oceania is just the ocean. So, yeah, that's something that's a little bit annoying. I wish that seasons were reflected by whatever region you chose, but it is what it is. And then we've got the arcade. So we've got fast food, and then we've got dancing, and we've got best photo. Now, dancing is one that you actually have to wear your Tamagotchi on your wrist to do. You actually have to physically dance with it and do the moves. That one I'm not a big fan of, and yeah, it's something that is, you have to put it on your left arm to play, and then you get an absolutely horrific creature right here, which is those white things, but for some reason really tall. I don't like that. And he shows you what to do, and then you have to copy it. It's not my favourite because you actually have to wear the Tamagotchi, which I don't typically do. Then we have fast food, which is fairly easy. So we'll go through a quick fast food, where you have to serve it to the customers that have their menus down. Oh, and you don't feed it to the ones that have the menus up, because they're not interested in eating yet. And then you get a rating, which you only need to get 10 to do a perfect job of that, so it's fairly quick and fairly easy. And then we have best photo, which is a seasonal event. This game is only for the summer season, which, again, such a shame that it's not, the seasons aren't matched up. And this is your fairly typical timing game. You have to time it so the gauge is red. Nothing too complicated, except if your timing isn't that good. And my timing is pretty rough, so the easiest one by far to get the perfect score is fast food. But I'm glad that they've put in rotating games, even though I do prefer, I'm annoyed about the seasons. And then we've got connectivity, which I will also show in another future video when I have a second one. And then lastly, we have the internet settings, where you connect to the network in the same way that I showed you with the scanning the QR code. And then we've got download, where you input codes. You put in the codes here, and these are from packaging or special stickers. The ones that come with the lanyards, belts, and the Tamagotchi itself, those are infinite use, so you can just use them on as many Tamagotchi as possible. They're not unique, but the ones that come with the passport, that is Japan only, and a bunch of the Japan only stickers, they are 3 use only. And then you can only have a few downloaded at any given time, but you access them from download items here. And then you can get updates and various special gifts, similar to Mystery Gift on the 3DS. NDS games just by hitting update, and same with under info. So fairly typical for something that updates. You can get updates, you can get events, you can get special gotchi points. It's effectively what you'd expect, but it's a pretty cool and unique feature for a Tamagotchi device. So that's basically it for a quick run through bits of gameplay that I didn't cover in my unboxing. Again, think of this video as like an unboxing part 2. I do have various other videos planned for the Tamagotchi Uni, as I've mentioned, so look forward to that if you're interested. Let me know if there's any other things that you'd be interested to see me cover for the Tamagotchi Uni. I'm very excited for this release. It was described as a smart cross with a Pix, and so far I would absolutely agree with that. But I'm not ready to completely review it yet, but so far I'm fairly positive on this release. I just wanted to wait until I've had a few more characters. I've only had Shaikuchi. I don't want him to leave. I love him too much. But overall, those are my thoughts so far. So if you're still on the fence, I would still recommend getting one. But if you're even more still on the fence, just wait until my review video, which I'll have coming out at some point once I've got a few more thoughts and I'm more confident in my thoughts. But so far, big fan of the Uni. Love it very much. Also, they added pets back in again. Yay! In any case, those are my thoughts so far on the Tamagotchi Uni. Let me know your comments, questions, etc., or anything you want me to cover in my future videos that I've mentioned here. Let me know all that and more in the comment section below. Like this video for Shaikuchi being perfect. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have subscribed, tell your friends, tell your families, tell your neighbours, and of course, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!